Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thanks for stopping by my blog and my YouTube channel today. Today I'm going to create a fun, bright, happy layout. But I wanted to show you on this pattern paper that I've chosen for my background. It's a new thing that Bella Boulevard has started doing, where on the back side of their, like the marketing piece, is an exclusive piece of pattern paper, and that's the only way that you can get this pattern is through if you buy the collection kit. And you can tell that it says the exclusive collection piece right up there. So I'm just going to trim this off really quick, and then we can get started with the layout. So I've chosen this kind of darker blue background, and this is a school themed layout, and so I'm using a lot of primary colors. But before I get started on the background, I was going to show you, this is the photo that I've chosen to use. And to make this photo pop a little bit more off the page, I want it matted on a piece of black cardstock. And then under that, I'm going to mount it on this piece, on this recipe card file, this craft recipe card. So it's going to end up going like that, but I'm not exactly sure how much of that I want showing yet. So let's set this aside for a minute and start on the background. And I've cut several strips of pattern paper. And what I'm thinking is that I'm just going to create a few layers of banners across my page. I'm going to stick that right in here, and I'm going to leave about an inch and a half probably from the edge of my background paper. So we're going to adhere that, and then instead of working my way across the layout like this, I'm going to skip over here to this other side and adhere this banner. And actually, before I adhere this one, I think I want to cut this one into a banner shape. Some of them I'm going to cut into a banner shape, and some of them are just going to be straight. I want the red one to be straight because I'm going to use that as my title block also. But just to give it a little bit of interest, I'm going to cut that one, this light blue one, into a banner shape, and just watching so I have about the same amount of distance between my banners and the sides. We're going to adhere this one next, and I did forget to cut off the branding strip on this one. So we'll just hurry and trim that. Not hurry quite so quickly, but trim that off. And this one I'm also going to cut into a banner shape, but I'm going to just cut it just into one, just kind of at an angle. And this green one, it's my longest one, and I'm thinking that I want it to end up about right here. So I'm going to cut it the opposite direction of this one, just to give it a little bit of variation. And I think on this little one, I'm just going to tuck it right under there. I'm just trying to decide. I think I want this one cut at an angle as well, and I think I'm going to trim it right there. Okay, so there's that one. We'll just adhere that. And you can do this, just place them wherever you'd like without, just don't push down on your adhesive too hard before you've decided exactly where you want it. And then I want this one off to the side. And if you notice, this is a piece of pattern paper, and then this is just a transparency overlay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line these up at the top, and I'm just going to put a couple of staples in at the top so those stay right together. And then very carefully, I'm just going to cut a pennant shape. And then we'll just adhere this last banner piece. Okay, so now let's come back to our photo here. And there's a couple of things that I want to do to make sure that you see my photo and know that it's the focal point of my layout. So I'm going to take a couple of these tags, and these are tags that are just pre-printed with some text. The very bottom here, I want those two tags to just poke out right above the photo. And then right under the photo, I've pre-typed my journaling on my vintage typewriter. And I'm just moving these a little bit to see exactly where I want my placement to be. But before I adhere anything else down, I want to get a little bit of, or get my title put down, because I want to make sure that I have enough room for my whole title. And I want to show you where I got the letters for my title from. I just had two of these chipboard pieces, and they both said super smart. Now I want my title to say student, and so I just used bits and pieces. I turned this P into a D and the U into an N to make it work for how I wanted it to work on my page. So I pulled those letters off, and now I'm just going to arrange them. Okay, and that's the biggest part of my title. I'm just going to adhere these with some liquid adhesive. Okay, now that I have my title in place, I just used the chipboard letter stickers, and then I used some smaller alphabet stickers that came on a big sheet like this. I used them for the rest of my title. So between the chipboard and the smaller letter stickers, I've got my entire title that says Student of the Month. And I think I'm ready to adhere. There we go. My photo to this mat. I want it sticking out about like so, because I have another element that I want to tuck in there, and that's why I put just a bit of adhesive right down the middle. The other thing that I wanted to tuck in between those layers is my journaling. So I'm just going to adhere that right under my photo, just making sure that it's centered. And then I have these two tags. I'm going to adhere this one first. I'm going to make it come down pretty close, leaving not much of a gap there. I want that one pretty close to my photo. And then this one I just want slightly higher. So I'm just going to offset those a little bit. I think I'm even going to turn that one a little bit at an angle. And then I think I'm ready to adhere my photo and my journaling. And I'm just going to take some adhesive and put it on top of all these layers, or on the bottom of all these layers, and adhere it that way. I want my tags to make sure, let's just make sure that the strings on my tags aren't stuck back behind there. move that down a little bit. Okay, so I've got a few other things that I want to use to finish off this layout. Just a few more chipboard embellishments. This is the tab I was talking about that I knew I wanted that right here just to say school, so that tab doesn't look too blank. So we're going to put that here. And then if you see right here on this transparency, it's the same drawing, the same graphic, and I just wanted to add a pop of color over here. So I thought I'd just place that right on top. And since I know I'm placing something right on top of this banner, I'm just going to slide a glue dot in right underneath there, just to make sure that that pattern paper layer and that transparency layer stay together. And then because this is going on to a slicker surface, I'm going to add a glue dot onto it also, just to make sure that this chipboard piece stays in place, give it a little bit of extra adhesive. So we're going to put that right there. I love this little red arrow that just brings your attention right back over the photo. And once again, since it's on that transparency layer, I'm just going to add a glue dot to it as well to make sure that it stays in place. And then I've got this star student. So I'm going to add a glue dot once again because I'm going to put it right here, kind of even tuck it under, just right there, just to create a little embellishment cluster. And then I love this yellow star, and I wanted to bring a little bit of yellow in. We've got some yellow over here, but over here it's looking pretty sparse as far as the yellow goes. So I'm just going to take a glue dot and adhere that right about there. Okay, and then the last thing, well, there's two more things that I want to do, but I want to add some of these enamel stars. And I just wanted a couple more just smaller stars over here to create a cluster. And then I wanted to add some just over on this side as well. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to do is to put the date stamp, and I've left a little bit of room for the date right here at the bottom of my journaling. So just with a little bit of black stamping ink, and right at the bottom there, we'll just add the date. And with that, I think we're going to call this layout finished. So thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I will put a link below this video to give you a link to the blog post that will have the entire product list for this layout. And if you could make sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you won't miss any of the videos that I have coming up. Thanks.